Let's go! It's too easy! Oh my goodness, it's mega juice! Previously on Kimba TV. Hey, give it up for Who Jushin! Give it up for Who Jushin! We are up $447,000. We talked about how everybody and their fucking grandma wanted a long 85, 84, 83, right? And what did I say for the last couple weeks? That shit ain't gonna work. That shit's not gonna hold. It's gonna go all the way down to the CME gap. And you guys remember what I've been talking about for the last couple days. I don't want the low to be put in on a Thursday or a Friday. It's Monday, Tuesday, right? Ka-cha! Shwiggity, 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 whoa! Shwiggity, 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 whoa! Let me do. I got maybe like an hour before I gotta go to brunch with baby girl, but oh my God, we got so lucky, chat. Trump coming through with the tweet. Oh my God, bud. Christmas in March, you dig? Does anybody remember what my soul sizing was? Oh my God, we got away with it, chat. Oh my God, boy. How many of y'all were here on Friday when I was like, I was like $2 away from getting stopped out? Let's start with some December stuff. So again, we've been talking about this, even the December stuff we've been talking about for the last couple weeks. But again, man, how many of y'all remember the 105 to 85 that we were talking about in December? All right. And then in January, we started to say, okay, it's probably going to go lower than 85, 82 because everybody and their fucking grandma is going to try to long it. Everybody with me so far? And, we were talking about it doesn't matter if it's 77. It doesn't matter if it's 78. It doesn't matter if it's 79. It doesn't matter if it's 85 that you're going to want to try to long. If we're aiming for 130, does it really matter? All right, and that's it. I mean, we got pretty lucky not getting stopped out on Sol on Friday. How many of y'all remember when I said, oh my God, I'm $2 away from getting stopped out?
You just said.
How many of y'all, do you guys remember how big my Sol long is? Do you guys remember how big my Sol long is? I said exactly what my size was. And it actually got bigger. Than what I had. God damn. First batch was 250,000. Exactly. So it's even more. You know how heavy I'm juicing on Sol right now, my boy? EU says, missed the Sol long. I don't know how you missed the Sol long. I was $2 away from getting stopped out. Kachuya! Look at Eth. Do you believe? Do you believe how many people were like, dude, I don't think it's going to go down there. And Mazik says, Kimba, so lots of times fully retraces big news candles. What do you think? Sounds like you missed the long. It's level by level. You see how I was looking for longs even before Trump announced the Federal Reserve, the Bitcoin Reserve? I'm just taking it level by level. Like I just said 5 minutes ago, do you think I'm surprised that it's pixel fucking at $95,012.50? That it's pixel fucking $94,357.40? How? I'm just going level by level, man. And when it gets to a level of interest, I'm going to take a look if it's bullish or bearish. That's all I'm doing. Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing, though. I've been here so many times, ladies and gentlemen, that based off of how confident or how adamant somebody is, I can kind of tell what's going on with your position.
Shut up, Kimba.
You know what I mean?
Let's get it.
If
Kimba,
somebody is
poppin'?
really, really adamant about it pulling back, it's not really about a pullback. You missed the long. It's the same shit every single time with human psychology. So what I would say is, whether you closed your long too early, whether you got stopped out on the short, whether you missed the long completely, the way that you're going to react is going to be very indicative of what happened to you. So what I would just say is, I mean, Nerd is probably harvesting the fuck out of sentiment analysis right now. You know, unless you're very, very self-aware, the knee-jerk reaction, the first reaction that you have to all of this is going to make it very obvious on what happened to you, right? Would that be fair to say? You know, there's motherfuckers chatting all over the place on crypto streams, on Twitter, on Discords, on Telegrams. You guys understand that the easiest thing to harvest right now is everybody's reactions, and that will be indicative of what we should do next. I mean, would you guys agree with me that the initial reaction that everybody has is the real organic reaction? What the fuck? Why is it pumping so much? So you weren't bullish as much as we were. Oh, I closed my long too early. Oh, so you weren't as bullish. But ladies and gentlemen, there is no right or wrong.
You just said.
Alrighty? Just execute your plans, ladies and gentlemen. You know what my thing is? I mean, I have my TP. You dig? We know where the TPs are on these longs. You heard? Let's get all the way back there, man. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Can it get back above? Can it get back above, chat? That's all it is. That's as simple as it is, man. Half Yeet says out season. Yes, sir. I mean, how many of y'all remember for the last couple months, what was the thing that we were doing with altcoins? Chat. Did we not say that we're okay to take longs and we're just going to front run the March FOMC? Yeah, so for this to work, I need FOMC rate cut now. You know what I mean? I need FOMC rate cut. All we're doing with these altcoins is we're front running the FOMC rate cut, right? That's what we've been talking about all year, I would say. Yeah? Futi says, if we don't get rate cuts, then we resort to our next plan. Are you caught up? So this is what I would say, Fufu, is a lot of the ways that I think is months of preparation, right? Like if you kind of think about how we've been talking about this since really like November, October, we were looking for the 105 to 85 pullback, right? And we wanted to long 85. That was December. So if you want to know the 105 to 85 narrative, then you want to get caught up on the December highlights. Alrighty. If you don't know why we started to aim for lower than 85, then you want to watch the January highlights. And then the February highlights, like for example, end of January, we were already talking about February should be bearish. Alrighty. And then February, it's really just all about, I don't think we should long 85 anymore. It's probably going to go lower because everybody and their grandma is going to try to long 85, 82. Let's wait for them to get stopped out and then we go in. And that's it. That's the higher time frame plan that we've all been sticking to and anticipating the whole time. So that's the sort of thesis. Right? Everybody with me so far? Any questions on that thesis? Let Me Juice is bullish first week of March. Yeah. And I mean, we were even at a point where we thought the first week of March could be bearish, but yeah, then we changed to bullish. Omarzo says, Kimba Coiner told us that when you said you were having deja vu last week, it was in reference to last summer when the same thing ended up happening with Incomplete. Yeah, Omarzo, I don't know if you were here for the end of the stream on Friday, but this is RTH, right? You can hear me go, wow, this is kind of like deja vu. Yeah, so pretty straightforward, right? And I mean, like, it's how you guys know this. Dip the tip. If you're gonna go to the other side, then what would you have done? You would have spent time here, right? So literally, you guys had an opportunity, like a 30-minute, 15-minute pop quiz. Do you really know what you're doing? Yeah, so watch the end of the Friday stream, Omarzo. I kind of gave you guys, like, literally what you should do. This is RTH. Sounds good? So what's the probability? What is it gonna do if it's gonna close the whole thing? What is it gonna do? It's just math, right? Marzo says that makes so much more sense. I was here for Friday end of stream, but didn't understand fully. Yeah, so this is RTH. So when RTH opens like this, right on the gap, what does it have to do to try to fill the other side? If it dips the tip, so it opens and then it gets out, well, then what does it mean? A bunch of you guys were smart enough to long right there, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But basically, Omarzo, I think what CoinNerd is saying is we've been here many times. And, you know, it's just usually what happens is the lions that have already experienced this, they're able to learn and improve. Ifilion says, yeah, Marcus smashed 82K long. Yeah, a bunch of you guys Marcus smashed long here, which is good shit. Yeah, but basically, I think what CoinNerd is hinting at, Omarzo, is it's cyclic. You have people that are prepared and they have had their own experience with these things, so they're a little bit more vetted, right? And then you have the lion cubs that are new or they haven't experienced this before, and they're gonna start coping, right? So everybody is gonna be like, oh, maybe we can get gap fill. Oh, maybe we can get this. Maybe we can get that. And their mind is gonna start to cope, right? So it's just one of those things where you get volatility, and you get the normal groups of people. You know, you like, let's say volatility happens, right? Vala, right? And that will always create these groups, all right? Like people that got filled, okay? People that got filled, okay? People that missed, right? And then in the group that, like, people that missed, there's lions that have no idea what they're doing. And they're just copy trading or waiting for people to hold their hand. There's people that were wrong, you know, like completely wrong. Like they thought we were going to go to like 67, you know. And then there's people that are just like coping. Cope. Yeah, so this is usually about 10 to 15%. This is usually about 60 to 70%. And by the way, this is all like statistics, so don't get mad at me. And then this is anywhere from like 20 to 20 to 30. You know, depending on what these other ones are. So it's just normal, brother. It's pretty normal. Yeah, but
You just said.
Yeah, you know there's a bunch of motherfuckers right now freaking out because they missed the long or they got wrecked somehow, some way. And there's going to be projection and they're going to be blaming and they're going to lie to themselves and they will completely miss out on the opportunity to improve and get better. Yeah, and like I would hope at this point, like for example, Flexi, if you look at a scenario and you go, what the fuck, what happened? Then you weren't prepared, right? So I would think the most common sort of question now is, how far could this pull back? Would that be correct to assume, ladies and gentlemen? How many people wondering, Kimba, where can I get into long again? Or Kimba, I'm in 82 long, but how far could this pull back? And where should I put my stop loss and profit? That should be an easy answer already. Chat, if you're in a long from 82, 81, 83, 84, I don't give a shit what your long is. But you want to maximize profits, where the fuck should your stop loss and profit start? If you're already in a long and you want to maximize profits, where should your stop loss start? If you haven't been shaving. You also have confluence with single prints. Y'all Gucci? How many people waiting for RTH and ETH and you have a pretty good preparation on how to play it? Chat, for those of you that have been with me, okay? For those of you that have been with me since motherfucking December, what do you think about all this? You guys see what I'm talking about? Okay? Even down to the retail reaction right now. Did we not plan for this? I mean, go back to December, ladies and gentlemen, right? Do you feel like we left behind a lot of people that wanted a long? Do you feel like that the reaction was really, really fast? Chat. Do you feel like hella people wanted to long 85, 82, but then all those people that longed at 85, 82 got left behind talking about full gap fill? I mean, we talked about all that shit. A kachoya. So let's get it. We were already ready, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Waz, do you remember how big I said my soul position was? And do you remember what my average entry was? Tell me how much I'm up on soul. Roughly. Let's get it, my boy. Everybody juicing, boy. Yeah. I wish I got a little bit more filled on ETH. I'm not going to lie, but I have a pretty nice position on ETH as well. So juice. Let's get it. Alrighty. Any questions? And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we've been here before. All right. But most people, like institutions, like Nerd that are on right now, they're harvesting the sentiment analysis. That boy Mara says, do you know why they choose Sol, ADA, and XRP for reserve? Market cap, probably. They are all scam or meme chain to me. Yeah, but that's to you. Who gives a shit what you think, right? What does the Federal Reserve think? Have you been reading what the Federal Reserve has been talking about for the last couple months? Yeah, so, I mean, what I would say is, one, who gives a shit what you think? And two, have you been prepared? Have you been reading what the Federal Reserve have been saying? Do you know who votes for from the Congress and Senate side, who the majority leaders are, and which politicians need to vote to pass what? And have you been following those politicians and their views? Do you know if the vote will pass or not? Right? Like, those are the things that will help you juice, right? Not what you think. So, I mean, those are like just basic fundamental things, right? Like that we've been following. Now, if you haven't been doing that, you need to really look yourself in the mirror and, say to yourself, how is it that in the last 5 months I haven't been able to think about these things? Right? So, presidents can't just do shit. He needs things like a congressional vote. Okay? You can tell who has power and who doesn't on the Congress side. Right? And which sort of politician will be influential. And if that person votes yes or no, who else is going to vote yes or no? And so there's very specific politicians that you want to be paying attention to kind of get the sentiment analysis, right? Does that make sense? I mean, I think that's common sense, right? And so who gives a shit what you think? You just need to be aware of what all the politicians that have the influential votes are thinking, right? And as long as you're doing that, then you're good to go. If you haven't been doing that, then I think you need to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why is it that other people can think about these things, but I can't? Because that's the competitive edge that's going to make you successful in trading or not. Any other questions? Let's go. These are all things that we've been talking about for months. And so, that's why you want to stay up to date on the highlights every day. I might say something one day and we might not say it again for 6 months, but I'm expecting you to have known that I said that. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's go. Akachuya. But yeah, just understand that what you think, nobody gives a fuck. Right? So don't put too much emphasis into what you think is the point. Right? Nobody is politicians are making decisions based off of what you think. Fibception says, Kimba, did you fill up on spot? So Fibception, what I want you to do is I want you to go watch October's Altcoin Nerd Out, because I told you guys what I was doing already. So the answer is yes, but I'm literally doing exactly what I said I would do. It blows my mind when people are like, wait, did you long or did you short? Brother, I told you what I would do 6 months ago, 4 months ago. Yeah, 1 month ago, 2 months ago. So Fibception, you've been skipping on some highlights, huh? Come on. Come on. Porter Bjorn says is ETH 2000 sweep still possible? What? Why 2000, Porter? Are you sure you know what you're doing? Why 2000? Yeah, I don't know. For me, if this swing fail level doesn't work, then it's 1600 next. I've been talking about this for a really, really, really long time. Yeah. So Porter, I said this is the 4th time that I'm saying this on this stream alone. Okay. But I don't long or short random levels. I long or short data. So structural edge, open interest edge, divergence edge, Porter. I feel like you've been here long enough. You should know that by now. Alrighty. But why? You got to be able to articulate why. I mean, for me, it's either that, you know what I'm saying? Why are you looking at the ETH CME? Why 2000? It seems like a random spot. It could have gone to 2000, but what you want is the swing fail of the sweep level, right? Porter? 200-ish? Well, I got 2080. I mean, it went to $2,078.81. Are you literally crying about a $70 difference on an asset that is worth $2,000? It went to 2,078 or 2,075, right? You're really gonna nickel and dime over $75 on an asset that is $2,000, my boy? Porter says we were talking about cleaning up the 2,000 before. Yeah, 2,111. This level has been here for months, my guy. Porter says I'm crying a little bit because I miss everything. That blows my mind. Yeah, so Porter, can you at least tell me that you had the SFP level that I've had for the last couple months? So there's a couple of ways, Porter, that I can fix your shit right away. One is, you probably didn't, did you have this level? I've had this level. How long have I had this level, chat? Whether it's the CME, I mean, we put the CME one when it happened. So I've had this CME marked out since September of last year. So what's up with that? Like, I spent so much time breaking down for you the difference between derivatives, right? Because this is the low for derivatives, right? For CME, it was this one. Do you remember when I nerded out on this for about 3-4 hours because everybody was asking? So, okay, and then Porter says, yeah, man, I had that. That's the sad part. Yeah, so what happened? You didn't believe in the swing fail? So, do you know how I played this? This is the 30-minute. Doesn't this look like something? What does this look like, brother? This candle even came back to do the bullish retest. So let's do this, Porter. We identified the level, right? So what do we always say? Step one, identify the level, right? And then after we identify the level, what do I like? Don't I like structural edge, my guy? Don't I always say I like structural edge? And if it doesn't swing fail, okay, then what's the next structural edge that I like? After a failed auction, what's the next testable level? So you had an opportunity to take this long right here, stop losses right there. You had a long opportunity here, and you had a long opportunity here. Now, if you got stopped out right here, I can work with that. I could see how if you got stopped out right here, that could be your gut. Missing the long, though, is unacceptable. Lions, I'm excited for tomorrow, man. Let's get after it. The juice is the juice, and the math is the math. Exclamation giveaway. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow.